Great name.
If I ever have a front bottom,
Seems
just
like a rhythm and blues band.
I mean, they're kind of like, I don't really know what you call. I don't know what you call emo, sort of, but
This
not like
is the
screaming,
Joe Gaither
like,
Show on BamaCentral.com.
kind of not like goth or anything though, but
like that kind of.
Yeah.
I know.
You'd see a video of them playing in like a house party with a bunch of kids wearing flannels, you know, like
yeah.
They have some good songs though, but overall, you know.
good morning, Tuscaloosa. Good morning, Tuscaloosa, Internet World, West Alabama. How we doing today on a Tuesday? It's the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central, BamaCentral.com. Hope you and yours are doing well. Staying warm. Goodness gracious. It's cold in West Alabama. I'm sure it's cold wherever you're watching us on the Bama Central YouTube channel, wherever you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon. I appreciate everybody who has subscribed to the Bama Central YouTube channel. We cleared 10,000 subscribers yesterday. I know all of you are actually subscribing for the Joe Gaither Show and not for the Alabama football practice footage and not for the Alabama football press conferences that we put up right there. I'm just kidding.
I know what they were there for.
Right, exactly.
Exclusives with 2027 commits.
Right, exactly. We had Trent Seaborn on yesterday. We really appreciate Trent being on with us yesterday. So if you missed our discussion, our interview with Trent Seaborn, class of 2027 quarterback commit from Thompson High School, 3 times state champion. You can hear that right there on all those platforms, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, the Bama Central YouTube channel, everywhere you get the Joe Gaither Show. We're live at the Derek Daniel State Farm Studios with our friends Brax, Garrison, and Mason Woods. You follow Mason Woods at MAWoods_ on the Twitter machine, writing all things recruiting. And he wrote about that interview on BamaCentral.com. You can find it right there. You can find all his other recruiting work at Vanderbilt Commodores on SI, Boston College on SI, Missouri Tigers on SI. And, of course, our man Brax Garrison, you can find him at Purple Turtle Roofing. Call Purple Turtle Roofing for all of your roofing needs at 877-787-6635. If you got a leak, or if you're worried about the state of your roof, or if you're worried about Santa being able to land on your roof and deliver your gifts next week, less than a week away for Christmas. So you want to make sure you call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. Our man Everett Osmer saying, good show. Everybody needs to tune in. Merry Christmas. Happy New Year. On the Facebook side, you can comment on the show on the Facebook side. We appreciate you, Everett, so much for commenting and watching the show. And Merry Christmas to you, sir. Before I get going, I want to say happy birthday to my father. My father turning, what's a respectable age? 50, right? 50 years old. Yeah. Don't want to, last week we said happy birthday, Steve, at 24, and my father's not 24. So happy birthday, Dad. I appreciate him so much. I hope he has a great day. I'll call you later, Dad, and we'll talk about your Georgia Bulldogs, and I'll give you congratulations from last week's win. That's kind of where we want to start with Brax Garrison today. We're going to talk about what we heard yesterday in the press room. We're going to talk about what we saw yesterday at our practice availability. We're going to talk football with Brax, rematches with Brax, this upcoming playoff game, and much more. Brax, good morning, man. How are we doing, sir?
I'm blessed, man. Glad to be here.
Absolutely. That's such a nice way to say it. Are you okay? Yeah. Last week we did with Katie power rankings for holidays. Where does Christmas fall in the Brax Garrison personal power rankings for holidays? Is it 1, 3, 2, 5? What's the Christmas season for you?
Christmas is definitely 1. I mean, I think that's a clear cut. Like, there's no other holiday that kind of compares to it.
Do people sleep on Thanksgiving?
Well, Thanksgiving's like a warm up to me for Christmas. You know, I mean, it's like a, you know what I mean? It's like a getting you ready in the mood for being a lazy slob for, a month. Like, so that's it's good, but it's not. I don't think it's my top. It's in my top 4. I'd say it's probably 4.
That's fair enough.
4.
I'm a Thanksgiving
4th
guy.
of July has got to be up there. That's probably 2. Then I guess Halloween would be 3. I guess.
My man.
That's where I'd go.
There we go. Perfect.
I'm a Halloween lover.
Yeah.
That contends with Thanksgiving for 1 for me, but those are 1 and 2.
Because of the candy, or because of the pretend, or because of
just
like
the general vibe. I like Halloween. The spooky, scare. I enjoy it. It's just a fun time of year.
Great.
Awesome. Like seeing all the little kids in costumes and things. Not that like I get trick or treaters at my house currently, but when you do see them out and about, I think that's cute and fun.
Yeah.
go to a trunk or treat fest at Christmas or excuse me, at your church?
Nah, over trunk or treat.
Yeah, there you go.
It's ruining it for everybody.
Brax, where you been this week? We missed you last week because you were so busy. So tell us a little bit about what your week looked like at Purple Turtle Roofing. Some of the roofs that you were on. You were on Miss Sally's roof, Mr. John's roof. Kind of what was your week like with Purple Turtle Roofing? And if they call you at 877-787-6635, what does that entail for you?
So, well, first of all, last week was chaotic. I apologize that I couldn't make it.
That's all right.
It was
duty calls.
Yeah, I mean, it was every day. I'd wake up and it would be something. I'd get a call from somebody, which we love. I mean, I love doing that, and it's a good thing. But I mean, I was all over the place from Gordo to Fayette to Enterprise to. I mean, I was everywhere.
It doesn't matter where you are. Call Purple Turtle Roofing.
Yeah. But it was but yeah, so we're getting to the slow season. Everybody knows holidays coming up, Christmas coming up, and of course nobody wants to be bothered about a roof on Christmas. You know, you're dealing with gifts and taking care of your family. But again, we're getting things set up for 2026. We're still giving out inspections, setting our schedules up for the next year, the following year, and we'd love to help anybody out. Again, if you have anything that looks, suspicious, or you may be worried about, or maybe your roof's just older and you're worried about the condition of it, don't hesitate and give us a call.
How damaging is a dozen reindeer and a sleigh landing on a roof?
I haven't found that out yet, and I haven't discovered that, but I guess I will. I'm sure it can't be great, but if we put a roof on there, you're good.
Yeah, if Purple Turtle does it, you're set for Santa. Yeah. If you haven't called Purple Turtle Roofing after Christmas, right as soon as it's over, be on the lookout for leaks. Be on the lookout. Look up and make sure your shingles are all right. If they're not, call Purple Turtle Roofing at 877-787-6635. You'll get a bunch of reindeer stomping on your roof, and then obviously a big old heavy sleigh filled with toys for everyone lands and then takes off. We were debating last week what was more damaging, the landing or the takeoff.
I think the takeoff, because I think when you're landing, it kind of slows it down. It's kind of a rest pause, like a easy letdown. At the takeoff, the running start to go for sure.
Absolutely. So
tear it up.
Enjoy Christmas season, but call Purple Turtle Roofing to make sure your roof is ready to go for 2026 at 877-787-6635. Mason Woods, how was the weekend, man? You were talking about a concert to open us up this morning. What else did you get? Titans, they hung in there with the 49ers a bit.
Lose. That's what the directive is. So that was the correct result. Unfortunately, I think they're not going to get the first. They're not going to get the first overall pick, which is brutal. But whatever. I can wax poetic about the Titans another time. It's a good weekend. Got a pet sitter lined up for the cat. So. That was fun. They came over and saw the cat for a bit and everything. I used Rover for the first time.
Okay,
so I needed somebody to fill just a couple days there that somebody else couldn't. So that was nice. Sunday went to that concert with Melissa. Had a good time there. It was in Birmingham, so we drove up there Sunday night, drove back, and then I went to work Monday morning.
There we go.
Went in a little late. I wasn't going to make it in at 5.
Ugh, brutal.
I heard that alarm go off, and it was that's not happening today. We'll use a little sick time.
We were doing too much metal music, too much emo music.
It was good. I had a good time. It was at Iron City. I don't know if anybody's been there. It was a nice little venue. It was a cool spot.
Well, there we go. Appreciate both of you guys being here. Y'all want to start the show? Let's start with what I missed yesterday. Dax called on the voicemail line over the weekend, and I was too preoccupied with Hunter Brantley and Trent Seaborn yesterday that I just didn't even get to it. So we'll open the show with the voicemail line. You can call the voicemail line at 205-462-7340, extension 800. Dax, I'm sorry I did not get to your call yesterday. Here is Dax calling about the weekend.
What's up, guys? It is Dax. Okay, so we're going to start with basketball. Holy crap, what an atrocious performance against an elite team. Nate Oates said it best in the presser. We cannot beat elite teams with what we have on the court right now. If a team just has one dominant big man that can get offensive boards, we got to be like 21-2. On offensive board, we had one offensive rebound in the second half. That is the That's worse than turnovers. Like last year turnovers was the dagger to the team. This year it's rebounding, and it is. Oh, it's bad. It's really bad. I think Nate Oates recruited Williamson to be that dominant rebounding presence in the paint, and he has very obviously not turned out what we needed him to be. We need a European or a Russian in the paint that just like doesn't care and will, murder people to get a rebound. I don't mean that literally, FBI. I'm sorry. But that's literally it. We just need to rebound better. That's the only detriment to this team is rebounding. We're good at everything else, just rebounding. That's it. And that's all I got to say about that. Now on to football, I'm going to recant my hopping off the tie train because I was just really angry in that voicemail last Monday. I want to believe that Ty is injured. If it's a back injury, everything makes complete sense now. If it's a back injury, which everybody's saying it is, thank you, message boards. So I'm still on the Ty train. He has tremendous upside, as we saw during the first half of the season. It's just, he's super banged up. The O-line's banged up. Ty doesn't have any time. But you know what? We get a week and 6 days. Well, actually, game is Friday, so these boys better heal up fast. Okay, they better heal up pretty quick. But you know what? I'm going to homer out and say we're going to win. Mason, get your crap together. Believe in these boys, please. We don't need no negativity now. You can give all the negativity you want after if we lose. But if we beat Oklahoma, we can go all the way. If we beat them handily, which I believe we can because we should have. It's just turnovers and special teams kind of suck. So I want to see Jay Nunez gone. I don't know about Kapkovich, honestly. We just don't have the guys we need on the O-line right now. So hopefully the wide receivers can actually start catching some stuff pretty soon. I don't even know. I don't have an answer for this team right now. I really do not. But you know what? I'm an Alabama fan, and I'm gonna watch them no matter what. So see y'all boys on Friday. I guess I'll give y'all a Thursday voicemail because the game is on Friday. So we'll see when it comes to that. Anyway, love you boys. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Dax on a voicemail line. Look, that's a true fan. I don't have any answer for this team, but I'm going to believe in them anyways.
So that he is seeing the world through a crimson-tinted lens. I respect it. I, however, unfortunately cannot. I just can't. I will not. I will not believe in this team until they go and prove me wrong on Friday. I am sticking with my original score prediction. I'm sticking with my original prediction of this game. I think Oklahoma wins it handily. I think Alabama continues to look as flat as they have for the last 6 weeks, and it's just going to be a tough Friday. But we will get to end this nightmare of a season. I mean, nightmare of a season. You won 10 games.
Well, Brax, why don't you give us the player's perspective? What did you see in the SEC championship game? You were there, just like I was. We were in the building. It was pretty ugly. We didn't get to talk to you last week, but the team still stayed in the playoff picture. Just take us through, okay, if I were on the team, or if I'm a coach on the team, or if I'm a part of because you've been on teams that have had ups and downs and gone through some things. What's the feel, or what's your kind of perception of this team going into the college football playoff?
So yeah, I was there, and in person, it felt like after the first Georgia score, it felt like there was just an energy shift, and you could see on the sideline the whole time Georgia stayed here. I mean, they were level the whole game, and it just felt like we were deflated. It felt like we were defeated, like from the jump. And I didn't like what I saw, how the players responded. But immediately my reaction after the game, the following Sunday when the playoffs came out, I said after the game, and there was a bunch of Georgia fans talking crazy, and I said, I agreed with them. I was like, we're not a playoff team. I said it from the jump. We are not a playoff team. I think it's stupid that Notre Dame did not get in over us, if you want me to be honest with you. But Notre Dame not wanting to join a conference is going to hurt them, and I'm glad it's hurting them. But I think they're a better football team than us right now. If we played right now, I think they're a better team than us.
I agree.
But that being said, you made it in the playoffs. You're in. So, but what do you have what are you basing your confidence on? You go to Atlanta, you get smoked by Georgia, you get dominant every phase of football, special teams, offense, defense, everything. I mean, there was no part of that game where it felt like these two teams were on the same level. It was awful. But you're in, and you're playing a team that you've already played this year. And like we said before we started, it is hard to beat a team twice. It's hard to beat a team twice. And from you look at it from Georgia and Alabama, they played earlier this year. Georgia obviously loses that football game, but you go back, they're able to. You watch film a lot more. At least the players do. You pay attention to a lot more details when you lose. Coming off of a win and watching film, it's like, yeah, you're going to go over but you won. So the feeling is we won. Oh, it doesn't matter, we won. But coming off a loss, it's like you are really attentive to details on everything that you could have done right, everything that went wrong that shouldn't have went wrong. So I'm not gonna. I don't have a prediction or what I think is going to happen because I'm going to keep my mouth shut because I think I'm a curse. So I don't know, but I think that offensively, at some point you hit rock bottom. There's only one way up. So I mean, you got to do something. I'm not sure though. I'm not super confident in the team at all right now. I will be honest. I'm not super confident in them right now. They don't seem confident themselves. Ty Simpson again, like we said, if the injury's true, it does make this whole thing makes a lot more sense. But if he's not, man, he just looks like he's playing with no confidence. I mean, he's like, and you get to the point to where when you feel that pressure, when every time you hit your third step or you hit your back foot, somebody's in your face, you assume that's how it's going to be every drive and every snap. And then a lot of times it's not. You are protected, but you already have it in your mind that you have no time. So you're rushing throws or you're holding the ball or you're getting out of the pocket too quick. You're going through your progressions way too fast. So I don't know.
All right, so you said the C word right there, confidence, and that was really on a lot of people's minds and lips after the game, the SEC championship game. And our lead writer, Katie Wyndham, asked Coach DeBoer what's it going to take to get Ty Simpson's confidence back. And I would like your perspective on his answer. His answer basically said it's not a confidence issue, it's a continuity issue. He said, we've got Parker Brailsford dinged up at center. We've got we played tonight without Cam Dewberry starting the left guard, so we played backup left guard. We played no Jam Miller less. We no Kevin Riley. Daniel Hill is a little bit dinged up. And you see, no Josh Cuevas at tight end. Okay, X, Y, and Z, A, B, and C, all these players that Ty's used to playing with and has continuity with, was not in the lineup tonight against Georgia. And he went on to say, in 2 weeks, if we're in the playoffs, a lot of these guys will be back. And we'll talk about what we saw yesterday at practice as far as all these guys' injuries and if we saw them and what we saw them doing. But just on that issue, I think that a lot of people took away, he's playing not confident. Well, Coach DeBoer immediately flipped it and said, well, it's not a confidence issue, it's a continuity issue. So, Brax, what does that do to your perception? Do you think that, there's a chance that, you do get Josh Cuevas back, you bring Cam Dewberry back, you got Jam Miller back, and some of the confidence returned because it looks like it's much more cohesive. Lots of C words going around right here.
Well, I think continuity and confidence go hand in hand, right? You're confident in your guys, the guys that are out there. And I mean, you having guys that you work with every day and you got 1,000 reps this year with them. Yes, not having them on the field is a big deal, but also you have to be able to adjust those things, and that shouldn't matter to you. You're used to people getting out of their breaks a certain way, but you're a quarterback. You should be confident in your ability to deliver the ball down the field and manipulate the pocket. No matter who's blocking for you, no matter who's running routes for you, it doesn't matter what's going on. I think that I get what he's saying, but I do. It's a confidence thing, and rightfully so. I mean, I'm not hating.
No,
I
don't take it that way.
Yeah, no, it's not like any hatred toward Ty. I'm saying he's terrible. No, he's great, but he's playing with a lack of confidence, and because we've struggled, and our offensive line has struggled this year. Receivers downfield, there's been some drops this year that will take the air out of your lungs that when you deliver a good ball. And then just a lot of things that don't go your way, and I understand that. But yes, he is not playing like he's last week. You go to last week, go watch that game and then go watch week 2, 3, 4, and 5 of early in the year, and it looks like a different. I mean, it looks like a different person. I mean, it does. It's because you're timid a little bit. You have that split second where you're like, maybe I don't, maybe I shouldn't throw it. And when you're ripping and gunning, you're just you're not thinking. You're just playing football. You're just ripping the ball down the field. And but I think if you get those guys back, it maybe changes something. But at the end of the day, I don't care who's running routes for you. I don't care who's blocking for you. You still got to step up in the pocket and deliver the ball with accuracy. And it don't matter who's running. I mean, it doesn't matter what you got. It starts with you. So I don't know.
Can you find that in 10 days? Can you find that in really 13 days? Can you refine yourself? Yeah. You take 3-4 days off is what they had last week. Then they got back at it Wednesday, and then they've been ripping and roaring ever since. Can you refine maybe a heartbeat, a rhythm? Can you refine some confidence in such a short amount of time?
Yeah, I think you can. I think it takes some very mentally tough people to do that. I think it takes some guys that are very disciplined and, they understand that, again, I mean, you hear it all the time and it's repetitive, but not letting outside noise control you. It's you've put the work in all year, you've paid your dues, but it's tough to come back from. I mean, it's very tough to come back from, especially when the last taste in your mouth is getting, stomped and dominated in every form or fashion of the game. But yeah, I think it's very possible. I think they can turn it around. I think that it's just going to take, it's going to take something that's just going to be a confidence booster right out the gate. Like I would love for just out of the gate, maybe a good return or a deep ball down the field, that just kind of sparks everybody. And they're like, oh, so this is what it can be. Like, this is what we can do. This is what, as a team, we're able to accomplish. And you kind of get that feeling back that, like, we're a good football team. Like, you're Alabama. Like, come, like, we'll see though. I think it's very possible, but it's tough. It's not a walk in the park for sure.
I think you can. I think you can get back to feeling good. All that changes the moment that game starts on Friday, though. Now it might change for the better, and you might, confirm this confidence that you feel like you have going into that game, whatever it is. Or it could be R. Mason Thomas screaming off the edge to bury Ty on the 40-yard line, and now he's even more banged up, or right back to being banged up. And we're kind of sitting where we are here. I don't think anybody, I said this last week, I don't think anybody is getting like seriously healthy in this time.
Yeah.
I think there is a chance that you can find at least what looks like or feels like some confidence in this period. I don't know if it's going to last throughout the game, but there's a chance that you can maybe improve a bit mentally. I don't think the physical, I don't think anybody's getting significantly healthier though. You might feel fine, but as soon as the game starts, you'll be right back to hurting.
All right, so let's go through what we saw yesterday. We were in the facility for 20 minutes, 15 minutes or so at the very beginning of practice, and obviously things can change. Exactly. As soon as we leave, this is stretching period, this is indie period, this is basically circuit period. Yep. Like you're getting very
drill work,
right? Very minimal. Very minimal real intel, but it's more than we've got. It's the first time we've seen practice since fall camp. And it was, thank you, mandated by the college football playoff.
That's what I was just about to ask. Was it mandated or not? Okay.
Yeah, that's why you're seeing the Oklahoma clips as well. They got the same. They got the same amount of time.
I think that's a good move. I think this should, they should do that.
Right. So you saw the John Mateer clip from a lot of the Oklahoma social media people and reporters where he's tripping over one of the big old dummy, like fake dummies or whatever. So what do we see? We saw. Then we go through stretching and a couple indie periods. And obviously we're all looking for Cam Dewberry, who looked like a full participant during the period that we saw. Great. And to me, I think he's the biggest difference. Like everybody's looking at Josh Cuevas, which yes, you need your starting tight end back, but everything starts on the offensive line. Like, please give us our starting left guard back, and let's see what happens after that. Yeah. So Dewberry, it looked like a full participant. But Brailsford looked like a full participant, and like Brailsford's played through all his junk, and Brailsford's come up to the media every single time and said, "Yeah, I'm fine, I'm good, I'm good."
Did anyone notice the size or the bulk of his ankle brace yesterday?
It wasn't like.
Was it like? Did it look like it did last Saturday? Basically,
no.
Where he had a robot foot attached to him, essentially.
No, a brick on it down. But
I
no.
mean, it literally looked like he had one of those club hands when you break something, but on his foot. It was crazy. They had so much tape and stuff around his ankle.
So better for Brailsford. Jam Miller was involved in all the drills that we saw. Now Jam had a little bit of a limp. You can see it on the Bama Central YouTube channel. But when he was your turn to go, it was okay. He's cutting through it, looking like trying to be a running back and that sort of thing. But okay, drills over, he's limping to the back of the line just a little bit.
What are you really looking for from Jam Miller in this game, other than pass protection?
That
you know what I'm saying? That's all you need him for. Daniel Hill can run the ball. AK Deer, we think, can run the ball. You just need Jam Miller for pass pro. He doesn't have to really be able to turn on what jets he has. He doesn't. We don't need that.
Pick out the right guy
and just hit him hard.
Don't be double teaming somebody and letting somebody go by you because you and Wilkin Formby picked the same guy like Daniel Hill did last week in the SEC championship. Wilkins like head up on a guy, and Daniel Hill's like, oh, that must be my guy too. No,
maybe you can enlighten us a bit, Brax, because it baffles me. It seems like running back pass protection is just such a difficult concept for a freshman or just a young running back to like. It doesn't, on the surface, it does not seem all that difficult. You stand there and you wait for a guy to come through and you hit that guy that comes through. Why is it, or at least that you think, that these guys have such a hard time like figuring that aspect of the game out?
Well, normally in a running back and pass pro, you give a Larry or Roger call, depends on which way the line's sliding, and you're going the opposite direction, right? So if it's Larry and they're sliding left, you're picking off this side of the field, which would be your right side of the field, whatever hash you're on, whatever. So you're kind of like you're waiting for anything to come through that way, right? You're waiting for anything to open up. If there's a guy somebody's blitzing, it's unaccounted for. That's you. But a lot of times you'll have a guy that's unaccounted for, and you'll have a guy that gets beat, and then it's like now you got two guys in your face. Who do you choose? And you're really in a lose-lose situation. But it can get confusing when you have a lot of stunts, a lot of twists, and people are rolling around. And you've lost the guy, like the guy that you're supposed to be picking up. You've lost him, and now all of a sudden he's in your face.
Makes sense. I mean, Georgia did that a lot.
But yeah, it is confusing. But on a surface level, it does seem like, hey, dude, like whoever gets in the backfield, like pick him up.
It's just like that is always
as a quarterback. I was like that. So I'm like, dude, like it's not that hard. I saw him coming for 20 seconds. Like, why didn't you pick him up? But it is confusing because you're sitting back there and you're kind of antsy. You're kind of, it's weird. It is weird.
I mean, I imagine you're sitting there waiting on a guy to run at you full speed. Yeah. Like you are just on your heels essentially. Like, all right, let me take this giant hit from this 240-pound linebacker. It's like I get maybe having a little bit of timidness there if you haven't been used to it.
You ever play bull in a ring? Run that drill?
I mean, I guess it is just
terrible.
that. Yeah.
Nightmare.
So, but yeah, it is seemingly, at least, that is anywhere you go, anywhere you look across the country, that is always the one thing that is holding back a young running back. It's like, well, he hadn't quite figured out pass protection.
Yeah.
I mean, Derrick Henry, Najee Harris, both of them, not a lot of time as a freshman because we can't protect the passer.
Yeah.
Just interesting. But I mean, that's all you need Jam for in this game. Now that might tip a little bit what you're doing on offense. Potentially, if you're cycling Jam in just to pass block, you're going to have to run him a little bit, I'm sure, just to keep the defense honest. But, from the practice clip we saw yesterday, I think he's good for, 5 to 10 carries.
Yeah, the participation that we saw yesterday led me to think, okay, in 4 days, yesterday, 4 days, and now 3 days, he's going to be even better. He's going to be, 1% every day, a little bit better, and he'll be 5% better by the time game gets kicked off. We did see Josh Cuevas. Josh Cuevas was not participating in any drills, but was riding an exercise bike through the entire time. Now he didn't have a black jersey on, but that's what we saw him doing during that 20 minutes was just pedaling that bike. Was just making his own air conditioning right there.
That was the best. I have to imagine. Maybe, I mean, I don't know. Again, wasn't there. None of us were, but I would think that, they probably just keep him out of that. All right, buddy, no sense in twisting your ankle doing one of these drills. Let's just get you in the team period for a little bit and get you some reps and get out of here, hopefully.
So we saw that. Connor Talty off the side talking to trainers a good bit. Don't know anything about that, obviously. But that was during
Peter Notaro season.
Right. No. So like during you're only there for like 20 minutes. So like maybe he was fine. And
Might just be cutting it up.
But like that's what we did see. And no LT Overton. Not even no sighting of him in pads, out of pads, no sighting of him at all in the 20 minutes that we were allowed to see. So was there any other injured guy that I'm missing there? We did Brailsford,
you mentioned Dewberry, Brailsford, hit Jam Miller.
I didn't see
Cuevas.
Kevin Riley. I didn't see Kevin,
Riley,
but I didn't see Kevin, but maybe he was there and I just missed him. But I didn't see Kevin.
I don't think there's nobody on the defense that we're watching for, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure I'm going through all the guys there. So how do I feel about all that? The injuries better than we did in the SEC championship game. Do I feel like it's 100%? No. But I do feel like having Cam Dewberry back is going to be a much bigger deal than what was sold. Because look, Gino, smart guy, hard worker, but I don't really know that Gino Vandermark is an SEC answer as a guard or center.
He might make a heck of an O-line coach one of these days.
Sure, sure, absolutely. But just I'm not sure that I want to put him out there against anybody else left on the schedule.
Yeah, certainly not against anybody for Oklahoma. I mean, I'm worried about what Oklahoma will do to Cam Dewberry. I know that they would probably eat Gino Vandermark up, unfortunately. I don't even. I just. I hate to be so pessimistic about this game.
Why? We need somebody to be.
But even these positive reports that we're getting here of the health and everything, like, okay, none of those are moving the needle. It's like, all right, yeah, we saw Jam. He can get back for a handful of snaps in this game. All right, cool. Yeah. That might get you a few extra. You might get Ty an extra half second on some pass plays that he will just then overthrow Ryan Williams downfield, or somebody will drop the ball that he puts directly in their hands. So, like, I continue. Like, there's just still there is so little about this team as they stand currently that really excites me or leads me to believe they can beat any of these teams in the playoff field. Well, I mean, they could beat two of these teams in the playoff field, but anybody can beat two of these teams in the playoff field. I'm not. I continue to have zero confidence.
Yeah, I'm with you, and I understand. After the take we had before the Georgia game, we were all sold. We were like,
"Man,
look at us!" Like, I was sitting up there tucking my tail and running out of that stadium. But
that game went so. I mean, it was such a polar opposite of the way I thought it was going to go.
I had
well, what happens if you don't have drops, Brax?
Oh, that's.
I mean, come on.
So I was just reading about I was trying to find out an exact number. I can't find
right?
one. Yeah. Well, I'm trying to find an exact number for the season of just how many drops Alabama has this year.
Okay, yeah.
Can't find that exact number, but they have dropped 6.3% of their targets as a whole, the offense, which is the second worst rate for the program since 2016.
Ugh.
Ryan Williams leads the team with an over, I think, 13% drop rate. So that is, that's, I was going to pose it like, how much better are Ty Simpson's stats this season? How much better has he looked, in our eyes, if, even half of those drops
just catch the dang ball.
Yeah. I'm sure it looks a lot better for Ty. He still isn't connecting on the deep balls, though. Like, those aren't the ones getting dropped. Those are the ones he's making inaccurate throws on.
Shoot, I'd like to see just go back to the pass interference call in the SEC chat. Let's just throw it up to Ryan and let him draw pass interference. You don't have to even catch it. You don't got to catch it. Just make him interfere with you.
Yeah, and that one I was sitting in the stands I was like, that's a bad call. I was like, that's a bad call. That was not a catchable ball. Like, he was like 10 yards past the ball and he underthrew him. I was like, that's a mercy call there.
Y'all were both at the game, so you didn't hear the broadcast, but during it, Ryan Williams dropped a pass.
Sure.
I think it was Kirk Herbstreit said, it just doesn't look like he's a natural catcher of the football.
Yep.
And I think he's right. Like, Ryan Williams, I think, has been able to coast on his incredible speed and athleticism and ability to get open, but I don't know if he really has good hands. Like, he's got kind of objectively bad hands. He's really good at hauling in a pass over his shoulder like this when he can catch it with his arms and bring it into his chest.
Yeah.
But when he's asked to, make a contested grab or catch something out in front of him or go up for a ball and high point it, he doesn't really seem to have the ability to do that.
Yeah, my pregame video got a lot of Auburn fans because he's like doing the catching the tennis balls with one hand and throwing it back, and it was not very clean. It was catch two, drop two, catch two, drop two, and these are tennis balls from a foot away. That where the trainer's just like throwing them up there, trying to like just catch the tennis ball, buddy.
Yeah, so I don't know. He needs He needs one of those things where the little like circle of light where you got to touch it. He needs something to improve his hand-eye coordination. They got to get him in a VR headset or something in that facility.
So he needs one of what we had. We had those little rubber balls in high school that had like the little spikes on them where you throw it, and bounce all different ways.
Yeah. I used to have a baseball coach that would just throw them at us behind home plate. You'd sit there in your catcher and and you'd have to, it was awful.
It bounced in random ways.
Yeah,
you got to just
terrible.
Catch it on the bounce. Brax, what's it going to be like, or what is playing a team a second time in a season, a second time in the span of a couple of weeks, really 6 weeks or so? You're obviously going to Oklahoma instead of hosting Oklahoma, but the same defense, largely the same personnel. Yes, you didn't face R. Mason Thomas, their best edge rusher in Tuscaloosa, and he will very likely be playing in this game. Looked healthy yesterday in their practice videos. So like you have now they lost the defensive back. Was it Eli Bowen? They lost the defensive back in the last couple of weeks as well. So largely the same defense. And Brent Venables' defensive scheme is complicated, and it's been
Gentry Williams.
Thank you very much. It's pretty complicated, but you saw it 6 weeks ago, and now it's back on tape over these 13 days where you're sitting here. You don't have school to be worried about. Not like,
we come here to play school.
Thank you, Cardell Williams. Right. You don't have anything distracting. Like your mama's taking care of your Christmas presents. Like it doesn't, all you got to do is watch film for these 13 days, rest up and practice. What is, as a quarterback, as a football player, you're playing a team a second time. What factor is that here?
So there's two ways to look at it. It's like you have to have a very short memory in terms of like how you felt after the game, and like the way that if you lose the first matchup, you have to forget that very fast. But two, like I said earlier, when you play a team and you go watch film and you watch film leading back up to them when you're playing them again, it's more detailed film. Like you pay attention to a lot more stuff. Whereas if you win, yeah, you go watch the film, you break the film down, but in your head the whole time you're like, I mean, what's it matter? We won. Like you're not even really thinking about it. Like you're like, okay, yeah, I could have done this, but we won. So I think that it is an advantage playing them for a second time, coming off a loss, because again, it's hard to beat a team twice. It really is, especially in group of four, big time power, big time football. It's hard to do that. But I don't know. Them or Mason Thomas being back, I mean, it just, from what I could see, Brent Venables, the way he dialed it up and the way he brought pressure, the way he showed pressure, it made it look like he was bringing some, but would really only rush 3, rush 4, and still get in the backfield. Like it just, I don't know. I'm not super confident. I do think that there's a great chance Alabama does win this game, and I think that they have the advantage going into this game, even if it's in Norman. Like, whatever. I got to see it. I got to see it. I got to see it. I got to see how Alabama comes out, what they look like, what Ty looks like, what the front five looks like, and then again, like back to the run like Jam Miller. No hate to Jam whatsoever. But obviously running the football has not been a deal breaker for us this year. We've won and lost games because of it. We haven't won a game because of how we've ran the football. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that's a huge loss. I mean, I guess in pass pro, it helps out a little bit, but I don't know. I think that if Alabama can do a lot of misdirection, a lot of stuff to get the ball out quick and just keep Oklahoma on their back foot guessing. You got to get them guessing, because the last time we played them, they were not guessing at all. It's like they knew exactly what we were doing before the play was even in. So you got to get them. You got to mix some things up and get them on their back heels. So.
Chess match between Ryan Grubb and Brent Venables
Yeah.
on Friday night.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, continue on this track, but let's make it a little more detailed. You put up 400 yards on this team. You put up 400 yards, but couple just deadly mistakes.
Yeah.
You threw a pick six when your own red zone. Obviously, you threw another interception that got negated by a questionable pass interference.
Yeah.
Let's just say Alabama got some favorability right
The
there.
fumble.
And then you got a sack fumble backed up in your own end. So, like, as an offense, you had two mistakes that really, really crippled you, and then you got saved on a third mistake. But you put up 400 dead gum yards on this team. So what does that element do? I mean, does that element play a factor? Oh, we should be confident. Or, hey, if we just don't mess it up, if we just don't give the ball away, what would be, how would that play into your thought?
I think it's something that if you over obsess about, it can kind of get in your head, and it can kind of like poison your mind, like, oh, we just can't turn the ball over and we're going to be fine. But in reality, like, yes, the turnovers killed you, but you also, like you said, you put up 400 yards of offense. So you still have to go out there and perform very well to win this game. But again, if you just take the turnovers out, it's a 2-score ball game in all actuality. I mean, it's a 10-point game, 14-point game. But yeah, you can't over obsess over, hey, we just can't turn the ball over. You can't do that, because then you're going to turn the ball over. You are going to turn the ball over because that's all you're thinking about. You just have to play fast, and obviously you've got them before. You've done enough to beat them. Just a couple like crucial mistakes, that you can't have. Like, the turnovers, you can't turn the ball over, man. You can't turn the ball over. But I don't know. I think that you don't over obsess about it. You do what you do. I mean, you obviously they're going to have something dialed up that's going to, on paper, be successful, have success with. So we'll see. We'll see what it is, what Oklahoma does different. I'm sure they won't do much different except bring the house. I mean, if I'm right now, I'm playing against Alabama. If I'm a defense coordinator, over the last 3 weeks, I've watched Alabama play. I'm not worried about anything. I'm playing man behind me, and I'm bringing 6. I'm bringing 5, bringing 6 every snap, and making Ty Simpson beat me down the field. And not just Ty Simpson, making his receivers go up and make one-on-one plays against man coverage to beat me. I want to see it. Until they beat me, until they score 3 drives consecutively on me in that, I'm not changing anything. I'm not changing a thing.
That is the blueprint to defeat this Alabama offense right now. You throw one stunt in there, and they look like they've never seen it before. It's like
South Carolina.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. So I certainly hope that Oklahoma looks very similar. I have a bad feeling that this is going to be Brent Venables going into the deep recesses of some hall closet at his house and saying, here's this playbook from 2003 we're going to dust off. Here's a handful of like, he's got something for this game, I believe. Now, I am confident that Alabama's offensive coordinator and head coach, are maybe not quite the same level on offense as Brent Venables is on defense, but I definitely think they are geniuses in their own right and can figure some things out. But this feels like, this is just going to be Brent Venables' masterpiece.
We've been hanging out with Brax, Garrison of Purple Turtle Roofing. At Purple Turtle Roofing, we believe our work is about more than roofing. It's about service, stewardship, and sheltering what matters most. Our name may be unique, but it's deeply rooted in purpose and faith. The color purple, symbolizing Christ and royalty, reflects our founder's personal belief in striving for excellence and honoring a higher calling in all that we do. The turtle represents something that began as a simple idea, but quickly became a powerful symbol of strength, endurance, and divine guidance. Call Purple Turtle Roofing today at 877-787-6635. We specialize in residential roofing, commercial roofing, emergency storm repairs, full-on roof replacement, insurance claim support, and more. Purple Turtle Roofing, roofing with heart, built to last. Brax, tell us about this winter here, man. What was the biggest roof that you did this past week?
Oh Lord, a commercial job.
Sure,
it was a commercial job. It was I'm not gonna.
That's okay. Yeah. It's just a commercial job.
Just a commercial job, but it was a metal roof. We got on, took a look at. And it was pretty old and had a bunch of rust on it, and had some dinks from some hail we've had in the past, and working on getting that fixed and going down with the TPO overcoating for it, and gonna help the guy out. But Yeah, I mean, I've been all over the place. I've looked at several roofs, a lot of leaks. Obviously, after that storm came through I guess it was 2 or 3 weeks ago, 3 or 4, maybe a month ago, had a lot of leaks from some heavy rain. And we've just been trying to give back, do our best to take care of people before, because a leak in your roof in the holidays is not a lot of fun.
You're not hosting at that point.
Yeah. It's not. It's definitely on the bottom. And again, I understand in the holidays, you're not really worried about your roof. You're trying to get through the holidays, and I get it. You look at it like on a weekday basis. When you get to Thursday, Friday, you're like, all right, we're trying to unwind and get to the weekend. It's the same thing. We're at the end of the year. We understand people are trying to get through the holidays and just get to the new year. But again, we're here to help. We're setting up appointments for first of the year, and whatever we can do to help, we are more than happy to.
All right, so I'm an ignorant. What does the cold do? Because we recently, about the last 6 days or so, snapped kind of cold in West Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Does cold? We've heard about heat, extreme heat, obviously cooking the roof from the top end.
Yeah.
Does the cold mess with it? Mess with your roof?
When it's so cold, the shingles can freeze and they can break when you nail them in, like they can bust. But that's really cold though. We're talking, like sub 20 degrees, and they've been sitting out and they've gotten wet. But again, if it gets to a certain temperature, we're not going to mess with it. Because you're not going to put a roof on that you're going to worry about busting shingles and wasting material. And but yeah, it does play a factor for sure. It does, but not as much as the heat, I would say. I think that you can kind of work around it, and there's things you can do and wait till lunch to start. Not start at 5-6 a.m. But it definitely plays a factor for sure.
Now, I've seen the Purple Turtle Roofing Facebook page where there's lots of beautiful photos of roofs and materials and styles. What's your favorite style of roof? Like you're redoing somebody's roof. Mm-hmm. If it's Brax Garrison's roof and the homeowner says, "Hey man, just do what you want to do," what you trying to tackle it with? Because that's how I handle a haircut.
Yeah,
the barber goes, "Hey, what do you want me to do the haircut?" I said, "You're the barber."
Yeah, exactly the same thing. If I had to pick, if it was my house, my dream house, what I had, I'd have more than likely like a cream siding, vinyl siding, and then I'd do like whitewash brick, and I'd have Certainty Weatherwood. It's Certainty Weatherwood or Certainty Driftwood, one of the two. They're definitely two of my favorite colors. They kind of go with anything. Driftwood normally has like kind of not a blue tint to it, but a darker gray tint with a little bit of red that's in it. And then Weatherwood's similar, but it's a little bit lighter, and it just goes with everything. It's hard to beat. It's definitely the best seller, what we put on the most. But yeah, there's a lot of good colors, but that's probably what I would go with.
Well, there we go. Call Purple Turtle Roofing today at 877-787-6635. They'll come out, give you a free roof inspection, let you know how much longer your roof has, if you got any trouble spots, what would take care of your roof, what will set you up for your future and give you the peace of mind that you deserve for the holidays and for 2026. So keep that number handy, 877-787-6635, Purple Turtle Roofing. All right, so we've been talking a lot about college football playoff, Alabama football, Oklahoma game. I don't really want to keep dwelling right here with Brax unless you got any other real insightful thoughts that you want to talk about this trip out to Norman.
I think we've hit all the points, honestly. I think it's beating a dead horse at this point. I think it's just, again, I don't have any predictions. I don't have any ideas of how this game's going to go. I really couldn't tell you, but I know that something's got to happen. Something's going to change really quick. Like there's got to be something like a come to Christ with these guys, like about to just remember and reflect how they've played over the year and just try to get back to that point or find some of that magic. If not, it's going to be a long game. It's going to be a long flight to Norman, a long flight back.
It's gonna be a long drive out there on Thursday.
You're driving?
Yeah, we're driving, man. So it's gonna be great. Can't wait to do that. But bowl season starts tonight, Mason. I know a lot of people are, the bowls don't matter anymore.
We had one the other night, didn't we? Washington and Boise State.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess it was.
I don't even remember what
Washington.
The bowl was. What was the bowl?
Buckle Up LA Bowl. The Bucked Up.
Yeah.
The Bucked
Up
Up
LA Bowl.
Washington.
The extremely notorious Bucked Up LA Bowl that
Yeah.
everyone is dying to get a trophy from.
Washington beat them 38-10. So I guess bowl season has already started. but really I was bringing this up because
We
Troy
got
and
a barn
Jacksonville
burner
State.
tonight.
Yes, right. Troy and Jacksonville State, two in-state schools play the Salute to Veterans Bowl. Jack State is a 1.5-point favorite down in the Crampton Bowl in Montgomery, Alabama. It's going to be cold down there tonight.
Oh yeah, it's gonna it's oh man, that's gonna be a horrible place to play football tonight.
8 o'clock on
It
ESPN.
is gonna be 25 degrees at kickoff.
Brax, what's the coldest game you played in?
17.
Oh,
No. No, it was 21 degrees at kickoff. 21. It was at Piedmont my senior year. It was 21 degrees. It was terrible.
Gross.
It's not fun.
very, very gross. So a lot of fun tonight. You guys can watch two in-state schools battle in the Veterans Bowl. Look, I'm not even going to predict because I barely watch any of these schools, but I just want to put that on your radar. The reason I want to transition forward is the 4 playoff games. It is a larger weekend than just Alabama and Oklahoma. Brax, what do you think about these other games? Do Tulane or James Madison stand a chance? What are their chances to pull off an upset?
I think James Madison has a better chance than Tulane does for sure. But no, I don't think there's a high chance of anything here. I think that it goes about how it looks on paper. I think that Ole Miss, I think they both cover. I think 7.5 is kind of shy for Ole Miss. I think that 21.5 that's probably close. It'll probably be a 3-score game, 3 to 4 score game in there. But I think, what was the score earlier? 38-10, 48-10.
Yeah, I think they were 45-10
45-10.
with Ole Miss and Tulane a couple weeks ago.
And you're a Check.
45-10.
When we're making these playoffs, and I get it, we got to have a pity spot for these group of 5 teams. What are we? How can you take that game and then decide that's what I want to see again? Let me see that game again. Let me see the 35, the 5, 6, 7 touchdown game. Let me see that one again. Yeah. Let me see that one again. I don't get it. But.
Is there any chance tonight, or excuse me, this weekend, that Ole Miss and that Oregon beat the brains out of these two schools at a high enough rate that we change the rules and say, we've got to make some this group of 5 champion has to meet some sort of expectation, has to meet some sort of parameter, be in the top 12, has to have beaten a couple Power 4. I mean, Tulane did beat some Power 4 schools. Tulane beat Northwestern and ACC champion Duke. Okay,
Duke.
Great, awesome job, Tulane. Go Green Wave, roll Wave. But I just imagine Saturday if this is Ole Miss Vanderbilt, if this is Ole Miss Texas, if this is Ole Miss Notre Dame, and then put either of those 3 schools in there with Oregon, just the opposites: Oregon Notre Dame, Oregon Texas, Oregon Vanderbilt. I'm sure people. Well, Joe, what if James Madison pulls the upset? Still didn't.
They're not, though. It's just not happening. It's just not happening.
I mean, 1, yes, it isn't happening. And 2, even if it does, they still didn't deserve to be there.
But yeah, I agree.
Vanderbilt Oregon would have been an awesome game.
That would have been great. Yeah, that'd have been great.
Diego Pavia talking all kinds of mess to
Diego going up to Austin Stadium. Oh man, that would have been scenes. It would have been like a movie.
Notre Dame, Ole Miss. That would have been.
I would have loved to see that as well.
Yes. Give me that all day. See Jeremiah Love come in here and run all over Pete Golding's defense.
He would have put 300 on him.
They messed it up though a little bit this weekend. How about? I mean, part of me loves the fact that it's the first game. Miami Texas A&M is your first game. We can't flip flop this. We can't put Miami Texas A&M at 6:30 instead of at 11. It starts off Saturday. Miami at A&M, goes 2:30 Tulane at Ole Miss, 6:30 JMU at Oregon. We're seeing a lot of reports, Miami's biggest road crowd was in the 50, 60,000. How much will the Texas A&M 100,000 seat stadium play a factor into Carson Beck's brain this Saturday?
I think it's a nightmare. I think that is, I don't know though. I mean, I feel like Texas A&M is playing with a vengeance right now. Like after the Texas loss, I would imagine this game is going to get ugly in a very, very short span of time.
I don't know. I kind of like Miami.
I don't know, man. Maybe.
I kind of like Miami.
Maybe.
I just from the standpoint of like we're out. We're going to be left out of the playoff too. Oh my God, we have a chance to win.
Yeah.
And like I think of the game or of the teams they could have been matched up with here, I think Texas A&M is probably the most favorable one.
Sure, agreed.
I don't know. I don't hate Miami in this game. I think Texas A&M, kind of like we all thought with Ty Simpson, Texas A&M jumped out to this undefeated record, and we all thought, whoa, Texas A&M is really, really good. Nick Saban said, oh, they look like one of the best teams in the country. It was like, they didn't beat anybody.
I think it.
And they finally played Texas, who kind of was somebody, and Texas beat them. So I don't know. I kind of like Miami in this game. I think I might roll with the Canes.
I think it depends on what helmet Marcel Reed puts on going into that game. But if he plays his ball and plays the way he can play, I don't think it's a great game. But again, if he turns the ball over 2 or 3 times, I mean, you've got an interesting game on your hands.
And just getting that crowd quiet, like that's just a matter of getting up early. You just got to get on top early, and that crowd will quiet down.
Yeah.
If there's any way in the world that we can see Miami and Georgia, now it wouldn't be to the semifinal. Miami would have to beat A&M and Ohio State, to get there. But if I can have a Carson Beck against Georgia,
a Carson Beck revenge game against Georgia, where he's eliminated them from the playoffs, would be that might be the best possible outcome we have in this playoff. Storyline wise, like that might be the best possible storyline we've got.
Carson Beck goes 15 for 38 with 160 yards and 3 interceptions and gets dog walked down the field for 4 quarters.
Yeah, if Georgia, like that's the other side of that coin. Yeah. Like it's the Georgia faithful saying, "Ha ha, we showed you." Yeah, that's why we went with Gunner. Your 3 interceptions. That
Gunner's
pouty,
just like I'm just here playing football, man.
Right. Old country boy.
You see that? You see Carson Beck's pouty,
guys.
His pouty face on the sidelines as Georgia's just pounding his brains.
Man. Oh, a lot of
either way. I'm there.
Man.
I'm there for either side of that coin.
Me too.
I love the thing with Gunner Stockton, just talking about him, where he did the little, what's his name, got in the truck with him, is like 1975 Ford F-150, and he goes and does film. It just, the way he talks to his coaches, he's like a child. Like he's like, yes sir, I'll do better. It's so funny to me. Like he's
very moldable.
But he's like such a good guy. Like you gotta like the guy, and he's a gamer and he can play. But he's just, it's so funny to me. Like it's when Bobo was like, what was wrong with this throw? It was late. I'll do better, sir. I was like, this is awesome.
Like I don't know what it is, but George, like I just don't think you can have a flashy, big personality quarterback.
That's why Justin Fields
like it just does. I don't know what it is. I don't know why, but like Carson Beck didn't work. Justin Fields didn't work. They got to get some scrappy underdog type to get in there and like endear himself to the Athens faithful. And Stetson Bennett did it. Now Gunnar Stockton has done it. I don't know what it is, but they are cursed to just not have like a premium 5-star prospect.
That's what Jared Curtis said. Nah, I'm not going to fit right there.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Dylan Raiola, I'm not going to fit right there with Nebraska.
Look, Georgia is awesome. They are probably the best program in the country right now, outside of maybe Ohio State. But if I'm a quarterback, I don't want to go to Georgia.
Yeah.
If I am really serious, if I'm a 5-star, I've got all the physical traits and everything, and I'm looking at like, I don't want to be in college for 3 years and I'm going to the NFL. I don't want to go to Georgia. That's not the offense I want to play in.
Right.
Well, y'all think about these. Speaking of quarterbacks, and since we're here with the quarterback, these quarterbacks in the transfer portal. What you think here, Brax? You got Brennan Sorsby, who's entered the portal from Cincinnati. He's teasing Texas Tech. He's teasing Texas A&M. He's teasing LSU. Yeah, exactly. Dylan Raiola. Like, look at this list. You have like this. I just want quarterbacks. I want quarterbacks. I just want. Yeah, Brendan Sorsby, Dylan Raiola, DJ Lagway has gone to the portal. You've got Sam Levitt, who's apparently going in the portal as well. You
see what Byron Brown is doing?
No,
he's opting out of the bowl game, but he's going to be coaching on the sidelines.
Oh, I don't want to get hurt.
All that screams to me is we're still negotiating to see if I'm coming back next year or not, and I'm not going to play until we figure it out one way or the other.
Yeah.
Did you hear who's the Tulane coach who went to Florida? John Summerall basically meets with DJ Lagway and puts him through some sort of like mental testing, and Lagway says, "No, I'm out."
You saw he donated, what was it? I think $100,000 back to Tulane or something in some sort of weird fund. College football is so weird right now. I mean, there's some good quarterbacks out there in the portal. I like the Cincinnati kid, formerly Cincinnati kid, I guess now. I think I still part of me still thinks TJ Lagway can be pretty good. I don't know.
I agree.
I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. But part of me thinks he can be pretty good with the right coaching.
Yeah, I do too.
Yeah, there's some intriguing options out there.
We just need every quarterback to go in the portal before Alabama is eliminated, so that Keelan Russell and Austin Mack are like, dang, everybody's getting taken up. I guess I got to stay.
Dylan Raiola really intrigues me because, look, I was not watching Nebraska this year. I watched, parts of a couple games. Probably was the extent of my Cornhuskers viewing, but there's at least from my point of view, a fairly strong contingent of actual film watchers, people that are watching game film and things that seem to really like Dylan Raiola and what he does a lot. Think that he has kind of just been put in a bad situation there. So, greener pastures. Maybe he's a guy next year. Maybe he finally figures it out. 7 schools in, I think, 6 years though. Yeah. Crazy.
I don't know.
That one just intrigues me because like I said, I think there's a lot of people out there that are much smarter than I that do really like Dylan Raiola. And I somewhat value their opinions.
I don't know. I was never on the train with him. I mean, he obviously does some really good things. He's got great arm talent and everything, but I don't know. The whole Patrick Mahomes.
That is weird.
It's so odd to me, man. It's hard for me to get over that, but he's definitely got talent. To me, he's a little slow. He's got a case of the slows in terms of his drops and his, even getting out of the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
He just seems like he's kind of 2 steps behind everybody else.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like he plays with any urgency.
No. It's kind of like Cam Ward. Got a Cam Ward kind of nonchalant, get around, but he's not as good as Cam Ward was by any means. I don't know. I saw him make some very odd decisions in a couple games.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's hearsay, whatever. Watching it from above on a camera is a lot different than being, under center or taking the snaps. So I don't know. Could be great. I mean, could get the right coach, the right system, and be really, really good for sure. It's always possible.
There will certainly be quarterback needy teams, I'm sure, and there will be a lot of them that I'm sure are willing to pay a fair amount of money.
Crazy time in college football.
It really is.
Brax, what's the top thing on your Christmas list, man? Love, peace, joy, happiness. PlayStation 5.
I would love for somebody to pay my rent for the next 6 months.
Awesome.
Yeah. But no, I'm good, man. I really I'm getting to the age to where, Christmas it's more, you find more joy in giving than you do receiving. It is a lot of fun. I do for my nephews and, my dad and everybody, I do enjoy doing that. I'm good. People say, I don't want anything. I genuinely, I'm blessed, man. I'm happy for what I got. I've got everything I need. I'm blessed and I'm just happy to be here.
We'll call Brax Garrison. He'll come bless you with his presence and a free roof inspection at 877-787-6635. Purple Turtle Roofing sponsors the program each and every day, and we are blessed to have Brax's perspective on quarterback play and on all kinds of football stuff right here on the program. Mason, we're going to basically wrap up right here if that's good with you.
I think so.
We're going to go over to the Malmore Athletic Facility today and hear from Coach Ryan Grubb, Coach Kane Womack. We'll hear from Jeremy Bernard, Xavier Brown, Bray Hubbard, and Caden Proctor as well. You can find that on the Bama Central YouTube channel. As soon as they get finished, we'll have Coach Nate Oates here shortly as well. Nate's going to be talking about tomorrow night's South Florida game. Not really that into it personally because I don't think South Florida can challenge you on the glass. And really, that's my big question for this team. Can you be challenged? Can you overcome a challenge on the glass? If you can't, then enjoy being 3rd or 4th in the SEC and enjoy a nice little Sweet 16 run. And that's going to be great. It'll be fun. But
that's the most frustrating part as well. Is even if they don't do, I'm trying how to phrase this. The worst that this team is going to do is 3rd, 4th, 5th in the SEC. They're not going to tank out and go, bottom out in the SEC. They'll still put up a pretty good year, and they'll keep us all invested long enough to be like, they can do it, but they never will actually do it.
We'll see what happens. We'll see if they can improve. So we'll hear from Nate Oates later today and all those football coaches and players we just mentioned on the Bama Central YouTube channel. We appreciate everybody who's subscribing to the channel. As we said, clear 10,000 subscribers. You can be the next one by just hitting that little subscribe button at the bottom of the page. And so we will talk to you again tomorrow. We'll have a lot of fun the rest of the week. We'll try to catch up with Ryan Chapman from Oklahoma Sooners on SI. He joined us before the last Oklahoma game, and we enjoyed our time with him. We enjoyed our time yesterday with Trent Seaborn, so check that out on all the podcast platforms, Apple Podcasts, Amazon, Spotify. We appreciate Derek Daniel for sponsoring the program, and we will talk to you tomorrow right here on the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central and BamaCentral.com.
Thanks for joining us on today's edition of the Joe Gaither Show on Bama Central. Keep up with Joe on all his social media pages at Joe Gaither6. Subscribe, rate, and review the show on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and be sure to read us daily at BamaCentral.com.